Today I'm here to discuss and review this battery from Redodo, a 12.8 volt 200 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. I'll tell you what it can do for you and how it's different from a full-fledged solar battery power station like this one. Okay, I've been charging my RCs and my e-bikes, doing computer backup using these batteries. This is a power station. So a power station is a power management system, has all these lithium cells inside, but it has all these inverters, these displays and meters, and it can charge your iPhone wirelessly and whatnot. So it's a way of getting a generator, AC current, DC current in a managed system like this. But it's kind of expensive, usually $1 per watt hour. Watt hour is the size of the fuel tank. Lately as cheap as 70 cents per watt hour, but this one, it goes as low as 25 cents, 23 cents per watt hour. So this is an option. So where this technology is really used is RVs. A lot of RVs use this for to store their own power. They're charged by solar, charged by an alternator, and then when the people need some power, cooking, lighting, and whatnot, it comes from this or a series of this. Also, you could back up your house, back up your servers and whatnot. But for fun and games, for camping and whatnot, it's also a great option because it's cheap. But I'll tell you all about it. So this is a 200 amp hour. So that gives the capacity of this is 2560 watt hours. So 200 times 12.8. This one, the capacity is 1500 watt hours. So, big difference. And this is a lot cheaper, only $600 for this. But, the big advantage of this is it's cheaper for one thing, and it provides a lot of DC current, a lot of DC punch. The big weakness of these things I'm finding at the power stations is they're very weak on DC. They can give you about 10 amps of power. 10 amps is like a little device, maybe a little fridge or something. This thing can give you 200 amps, so 20 times the punch of this. These things are now optimized for AC. For DC, you still want the good old battery like this. So how is it different from a car battery? A car battery is just different technology. It's a lot heavier, and the capacity is about, for the same size, about 1/4 of this. In a car battery, once you start using it, the voltage drops like dramatically like this. And then once you discharge it halfway, it's no good anymore. You're doing damage to the battery, so you don't want to do that. So the capacity is way higher than a car battery. But at the same time, a car battery has these cold cranking amps to get your starter going. This thing, it doesn't want to. It's 200 amp hours. It doesn't want to do 600, 700 cold cranking amps. But it can power any golf cart, trolling motor, boat motor, and whatnot. Okay, so the weaknesses of this is it's just a battery. It's a battery with a brain. A battery management system. So if you want to get AC power out of it, so if you're using 12 volt, careful, I'm touching it. If you're using 12 volt, you're good to go. So in camping and in the future, there's going to be a lot of 12 volt devices, 12 volt cooler, 12 volt heater, 12 volt fridge. This thing can power it, no problem. But let's say you have AC. This thing has AC plugs right here. This thing does not have AC plugs. What you need to do is you need to buy an inverter. So an inverter is something like this. It will give you 110 outlet, USB, and whatnot. And luckily, you can buy one of these subject to your needs. So this is a 300 watt inverter for $60, so not bad. If you need a lot more watts, you could spend $100, $200 on an inverter. And the other thing you need is a charger. So a charger, something like this. You can go fancy with a charger. This is a 20 amp charger, so we'll charge this whole thing from empty in 10 hours. $100 for this, but really any kind of charger, a 14.8 volt charger will charge this up. So you could spend as little as $30 or $40. So 60, $50. So you need a bit of money to get this going. So I've been testing this bad boy with, I have these watt meters for AC. But for DC, I had to get this. And what this is this drains the DC off this and measures it and counts it. And lo and behold, very accurate. So 2560 watt hours, I'm getting 2600 watt hours from this guy. So really cool. And these things, so it's 102% efficient, really cool. These things are only about like 85% efficient, and the reason is there's a lot of inverters going on. So this thing has all this inverter here. Whenever you invert AC, DC to AC or DC to DC, you have a lot of power loss. You generate a lot of heat, and you have to run these fans, just to cool that thing down, to cool the machine down. So and you have this display. This contributes to a lot of power loss. This thing almost has no power loss, and it has lithium iron phosphate, which is the latest battery technology. They're good for 3,000 cycles, up to 80%. It will keep up to 80% of its capacity. And in their documentation, they're saying 4,000 cycles. Let me tell you, if you charge and discharge this fully every day for 10 years, maybe you'll hit 3,000 cycles. So it's a forever battery for all we're concerned, now that we have lithium iron phosphate. So pretty cool, huh? For me, my e-bikes are big and powerful, Specialized Levos and Treks. They do 700 watt hours of battery. So this thing can charge it three times. And then these RC chargers, they are super powerful. This is 600 watts when run by DC. Because when you run it from with AC, it's only 300 watts. So because it has to do an inverter. So there you go. $600 for this guy. This is probably more practical for more people. 100 amp hours, so 1280 watt hours for that one. Sorry, there's a lot of watt hours and whatnot. I'm just kind of getting into the power of it, the power tech of these batteries. But it's an option, if you want to charge remotely, you want to go camping, overlanding, RV. Maybe your RV has a car battery that just needs to be replaced. These things are hitting the mainstream now, and they're becoming more practical, available in so many sizes, and they're becoming cost effective these days. All right, thanks a ton, guys.